So just when I thought I caught up on all my Westward reviews, they shipped me a new one. Hello, I'm Mark. Welcome to Whiskey in the Big Thicket. Today we're going to do another Westward. This one I just received in the mail this week, a couple days ago actually. This is Westward X Ken's Artisan Sourdough 2nd Edition Vintage Blend Whiskey made with sourdough leaven. It is 45% ABV, and so yes, let's see what we get here. But I've never had the sourdough. Sounded very interesting to me, so I was kind of like, cool, I'm looking forward to this one. I looked forward to the last one, thinking that there was more rye. There was only a little bit of rye. I kind of wasn't happy about that one. But anyway, so Westward is an American single malt whiskey, and they were founded in 2004 in Portland, Oregon. They double distill using low reflux pot stills. They age most of their whiskey in new lightly charred American oak barrels. They also are the makers of aviation gin. They started making gin before they could, really get making the whiskey so they could actually age it. So really that's all I know about Westward. I've had tons of it. I like it. It's got a very malty character. They don't do anything with age statements, I don't think, to my knowledge. So this is what it looks like in the glass. They have really cool bottles. This is the bottle. You can see the color there. So, reading it to you, Westward American Single Malt Whiskey, True Northwest. I've already read the front to you. There's nothing on the back. It does come with this little card, each one of their club releases. So in our perpetual search for new and revolutionary whiskey, we often seek to inspire from our friends and fellow craft makers. We reached out to James Beard, award-winning baker Ken Forkish, and introduced their French sourdough leaven instead of our typical pale ale yeast. While remaining faithful to our trademark Westward style and all other aspects, a 2-week fermentation process yielded a host of new flavors. This creative release is a thoughtful mingling of 4 different vintages from across the years, which builds on the success of our initial batch, also made with Ken Forkish. We are dedicated to our sourdough lineage, and this whiskey is a proud addition. After carefully aging for 2 to 6 years in new American oak, we're delighted to share this 2nd edition. So 2 to 6 years could be, with our past success around fermentation and the fact that it can produce over 600 flavored compounds, we knew that there was more to discover. Working with Ken Forkish, we discussed our process and explored the possibility of using his sourdough starter. Ken brought their leaven to the distillery where we layered in depth of taste. We layered in depth of taste and complexity through the ferment process. Join us in our exploration of this whiskey. Okay. It is I know they use Pacific 2-row malt. Obviously they use the sourdough yeast. And it is 45% ABV. Let's see what we get on the nose. Very Westwardy. Get that malt flavor. That malty grain. I'm getting like a mint in here, almost reminds me of a rye, the mintiness on a rye, kind of like you get on, like that spearmint you get on a rye. So that's kind of what I'm kind of getting that. Yeah, some vanilla, a little honey, apricot, very Westward-like, very Westwardy, except it's got this minty, almost rye minty kind of thing going on. Yeah, peach, apricot, stone fruity, but mostly it's, you know, their grain. And this one really has that powerful mint coming through. Yeah, all right. Wow. This is different. Still has their character, their distillery character, but this is that spice, that minty spice kind of coming through. Tastes a little hotter than 45. So it says 2 to 6 years, I think it said. Probably seems more like on the younger side of that. Grain, barley, get that flavor, get those flavors in there. Wow, it's just this minty spice that I get. It reminds me of like those little cookies with the little the center where it's like got like different flavors, and it, like if you had that little round cookie, I guess they're kind of like, I don't know what kind of cookies they are, like maybe butter cookies almost, and it's got the center with the little jelly in the middle, on the center circle, and if that jelly was like peach jelly or apricot jelly, that's kind of what this reminds me of. Not getting quite as much of the mint now. It's not quite as much of the spice, but this time the grain is there, but it's a drier grain than the other Westwards. Like this is like almost like I'm holding like I pulled the dry grain, kind of like, that's kind of what it smells like. Not so much fermented, like fermented grain. It's like if I crushed up some barley, that's kind of what this smells like. Yeah. Yep, still get the vanilla honey, that crushed barley. That mint is still there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely got that minty spice. Wow. Yeah, and that cookie that I said, kind of what it reminds me of. It's a little creamy. Okay, this is interesting. I don't know that this is my favorite Westward. So I probably like it better than that rye. I don't know. I don't know what I gave that rye. Whatever I gave that rye, I need to give this to. It's like a 6 or 7 for me. We'll say 7 out of 10. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you next time.